Hello everybody, let's hope that this is working. Welcome back to the Games Done Quick channel. Whether you're watching us on Twitch or YouTube, you're most welcome. We hope that this event is finding you in a good place. This is, of course, the Games Done Quick channel. We show off speedruns primarily in our two charity events. Awesome Games Done Quick that happens earlier on or at the end of the year, I should probably know. And Summer Games Done Quick. Speaking of which, Summer Games Done Quick 2023 starts at the end of this month. So if you want to see what's going to be popping on that event, you can have a look on our website. In between those two mainline events, we have hot fixes, regular ones that happen throughout the weeks consistently. I have the honor of showing off Going Places every other Saturday. Very niche, probably don't need to get into it. And then we have these one-off events. So about 3 years ago, some bloke called Hypnotic Streams burst onto the speedrun marathon scene and had to go a marathon called Sonic and the Shiny Things. This was something that was pitched by Amber Cyprin to the Games Done Quick hotfix, and since then we have already had this is the third since then events, so we are on to the fourth. So we've had Sonic and the Shiny Things, having a look at collecting the various emeralds and shiny things. Yes, we have Sonic and the Side Quests for the slightly different categories, ones that make us go out of our way instead of, beating the game straight up. Last year we had the Glitchless Gauntlet, which sort of describes what it is. Yes, Sonic games can be speedrun without glitches. And then now we are on to the Parallel Worlds. These are fan games and modifications of original Sonic games. So you'll be seeing a lot of familiar sort of assets, a whole lot of familiar faces, but there'll be a little bit of a twist, and there'll be some fresh inspiration from the fans. And I think even if, critically the games haven't been phenomenal, there is no doubt that Sonic fans are so dedicated to the bit and can create some incredible games. In the first section that I'm going to be hosting, Amber is, of course, who has helped put this together, will be with us later on for the second half of the day. Start off, we are going to be having, after the run that I'm about to introduce, we are going to be having Sonic Robo Blast 2 with a mod of that game. So that's a fan game with a mod on top of it. Intriguing. After that, we're going to be having Sonic 1 Forever, which is a sort of fan remastering of Sonic the Hedgehog. We will have Snolf CD. More on that later. We will have Chow Resort Island, which is very cute. You gotta be there for that. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Commodore 64. It's very intriguing. You got to catch that. And then at the end of my section, we're going to be having Sonic Project 06, quite possibly one of the most impressive Sonic fan games that's actively being developed. This game is only in demo, I will tell you that, and it is absolutely breathtaking, and I'm so looking forward to that. But as you might have heard from that, that's a sort of a showcase of fan games new and old. And speaking of new and old, you'll be seeing a very familiar face appearing, as well as a face that's a little bit newer to speedrunning, but I'm sure you're very familiar with both of them now. We are going to be kicking off this event with Argick and huds601 showing us Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit. Good afternoon, fellas. How are you? Argick, you're pulling a face at me right now.
Hello.
Which one's old, which one's new?
Well, no, I'm making a different face. I found out that you can raise Eggman on the save file screen.
He's having too much fun already. Who would have thought?
I can't wait for it to crash while you're doing this.
Whee! He's just raised it like, I'm winning!
Okay, I was going to say that Argick is an old face of speedrunning, but he is the youngest person in this community in heart.
Almost definitely. You know my rules. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional.
Always phenomenal. A child at heart. Gotta love it. Yes, welcome everyone. My name is huds601. I am joined by the one and only Argick. We have a treat in store for you today. We actually have a bit of an exclusive for you as well, don't we, Arg?
We do. So you might see on the screen there that we are doing Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit. This is an amazing fan game created by the legendary Noah N. Copeland. You can play this game for free. You can download it. You should, because it is a full game and is phenomenal. But Huds and I have been doing a little bit of beta testing of a few builds that are going to be for, well, it's going to be for an update and for the mobile versions that are going to be coming out as well. So soon you'll be able to play this on the on Android devices, and that is going to be cool. So what we're going to be doing is we are doing a race of 2 different categories. We are doing Beat the Game. Huds is going to be playing on the current leaderboard version with all the glitches in that intact. Huds will explain them as he goes through and gets them. Meanwhile, I'm going to be running through something known as speed gates. Now, what speed gates are replacements for glitches. Noah wanted people to play on the later versions of the game because the earlier versions have some bugs, they have some crashes in that Huds may run into. We'll have to wait and see. Remember, don't pick up the gold shield,
you
Huds.
said it now.
Yep. So, but I will be running through speed gates where I need to get to secret points of the level within the time limit to activate a warp. Now, if I don't make it in time, I have to do the level normally. Whereas if Huds does the tricks, Huds will be ahead. Now, speed gates are a very interesting way of handling patching, and we're really excited to show this off. So hopefully you'll get to see the race. This will be the first time we're going to do this. It's probably going to be the last time that we're doing this, because I don't know about you, Huds, but for me, this is kind of a send-off to the glitches of the game, as when the new version comes out, I know I'm going to be pushing people to the newer version just to make sure we're running the more up-to-date stuff. Because honestly, this is Noah's wishes, and he's done a lot to help us out to keep the spirit of the glitches still in the run.
Yeah, absolutely. The glitches are loads of fun. You're going to see that over on my side. I'm going to be doing all the glitches as we know them in the run currently, and trying my best to keep up with Argick and his speed gates. But yeah, this is kind of a send-off to it. Obviously, people will still be able to run it. I'm running on the original release version 1.0.2. As Arg said, it is a little bit buggy. Noah's done a lot of work to kind of fix this game up and remove all the bugs since then. But I may run into a crash or two if that happens, so I've got some backup save files just in case. Although a lot of the speedrun is routed to avoid any of the bugs. But yeah, it's a little bit of a send-off. Hopefully you'll enjoy seeing the comparison between the two and seeing the same game run slightly differently.
Exactly, and we'll be shouting at each other because I know my route in Sunset Park 2 is faster than Huds's. Anyway, with that, I'm ready when you are, buddy.
I'm ready as well. So,
all right.
Hippie, you want to start this thing off? Let's get this marathon going.
The honors. Yep, I think we've been talking for a little bit too long. Anyway, folks, you're both ready? Alrighty, let's go in 3, 2, 1, Knuckles.
Knuckles? No, I'm Sonic and Tails. You get your Knuckles later on. Shortly after the Death Egg's destruction. Yes, that's right. This game is played in between Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic 4 or Mania, depending on what canon that you subscribe to. But we get a little intro mission here, which is really cool. It teaches you about the different mechanics in the game. We can switch between Sonic and Tails at will. Tails, of course, has the ability to fly for a set period of time, and Sonic is just super fast. But we got our bosses that we're going to fight here, and we get some Super Sonic to start with, which is always a fun thing. Love
yeah, so immediately transforming into Super Sonic using the power of the Chaos Emeralds to take down the remaining giant egg rowboat from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We can see Robotnik grabbing hold of us, knocking the emeralds out of Sonic.
Oh, damn, you're further ahead than me.
Fine, you'll catch up, don't worry.
It's like, damn, you're ahead. I thought I did well in that fight.
And Robotnik is going to be taking away our yellow emerald. But who's this? Keep an eye on this little character. It's Fang.
Let's go.
You got a knack for that.
Here come the puns. So for any of you that have played the original Triple Trouble, this is going to follow the original game fairly closely. We're going to start off here in Great Turquoise Act 1. This is a lovely little stroll through the greenery.
But what do we have in the greenery? We've got springs. So we do have the greenery here, but for some reason, the game has, well, just springs just casually sitting in your trees here. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with that. We do have the pulleys in that. Each of these levels all have their own little gimmicks as they do. Level layout here does have some similarities to the original 16-bit that it comes from, but there's a few as well that just don't, and that slide just said no to me. So it begins. This is where we have fun with the game trying to give me the right route. It's like, nope, not going that way. It's like, oh, really? Okay, then. So trying to avoid some of the loop-de-loops and that, and me just immediately getting pushed down the hole, which is always a fun time. Can I just fly over there, game?
I think you and I might have fallen down the same hole.
I did fall down the same hole. I think we did. Did it land near a checkpoint by any chance? Oh my god, game,
I
please.
think so.
There we go. Okay, I know where I am. But yeah, the soundtrack in this game is phenomenal as well. Just wait until you get to some of the later stages. I thoroughly love Atomic Destroyer 2. But I got a boss fight I'm going to be beating up in a minute. As we're going to go through, we're going to go around. Oh, I fell down into the water. I've not done that for a long time.
Stop pulling, Arg.
I fell into the water, went for a drink.
So I finished up the boss fight. I'm in Great Turquoise 2 here, so I'm going to be, once again, speeding my way across. And this is where you're going to see, when Argick gets here, the first speed gate, and for me, the first glitch.
Ooh.
I will describe that when I get there.
So the difference, again, as we say, between the speed gates and the levels is that the speed gates are on a timer. Now, casual players will not be able to get these because, one, you have to actually finish the game first and then turn them on, but two, the times are fairly tight. You do have to be competent at speedrunning the game to be able to get to these areas. Now, these times have been decided by a mix of Noah looking at our runs and us playtesting them, saying, this is probably fine, this is too fast or too slow or too fast, etc. We think they're tough but fair, but in my case, all I need to do is go fast enough and then I don't have to worry about a glitch, whereas HUDs has a little bit of manipulation with tails to go on. The end result, however, is the exact same.
So talking of manipulation, I'm going to do a drop dash here. I'm going to jump up. Roll jump control, it's going to get in the way. I'm going to jump down here. Tails is not behaving already, so I need him to come down here. I'll have to set this one up again. So come here, Tails. He's going to go to the left. I'm going to hold left, and boom, just like that, we skip straight through the boss and into the ending cutscene. Why? Because Tails ends up going into the wall and zipping across to the end. The game isn't checking which character is actually the primary character, and so it goes, oh, you're at the end. I'll just send Sonic there as well then. And thus, we are now in Sunset Part 1.
Oh. Whereas I just went into a wall and I'm right there as well. So there you go. Perfect timing on that one. So same result, different ways of doing it. So I'm happy I didn't fail my first speed gate there, because if I did fail the speed gate, then I would have to go all the way back up to the boss area, do the boss, and lose a significant amount of time. But yeah, Tails not behaving, say it isn't so.
So one of the unique gimmicks of this game that you've probably noticed by now is we have access to both Sonic and Tails. And we can switch between Sonic and Tails at any time that we like, which is really useful. We can also recall the character. So if, for example, I'm Sonic right now, if Tails disappears off the screen, I can use my switch character button to actually call him back onto screen for me.
Yeah, but you can't switch to Knuckles though, so like...
Nope, no switching to Knuckles. If you do finish the game though, there might be a red boy for some surprises.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's right there, Hib, because you're going to get to see your favorite best boy.
You're evil, HUDs. This is, of course, Triple Trouble. You know what that means? There are 3 people we need to beat up. We've got Eggman. We've got Metal Sonic. But who's the third one? Oops, I went the wrong way.
We can see it on HUD's screen right now. I was too late to say don't look.
Oh.
Sorry, folks. I'm sorry you had to bear witness to that. I don't know how this game got through vetting, actually. That's horrific, actually.
Echidna violence aplenty. Now, there's a nice little manip that we can do on Sunset Part 1 with Knuckles, where we can use Sonic's drop dash to actually keep him in place and get all of the 6 hits nice and quick without going through the normal kind of cycles that you otherwise would.
Meanwhile, I'm ignoring the damage that he's doing. Because I just did that. I got grabbed. I'm gonna switch to thingy and not worry about it.
This is one of the other really cool things, is that whichever is your primary character, your secondary character not only can't take any damage, but also can't lose a shield. And that's going to be very useful for me in a little bit. But at the moment, I'm working my way through here. Arg, when he gets into Sunset Part 2, is going to come up against another speed gate. So I need to try and pick up the pace a little bit. Because it's not actually to make up for a glitch in Sunset Part 2, is it, Arg?
No! Something that was really surprising, at least for us anyway, is that we thought the speed gates were only going to be designed to replace some of the glitches that are being fixed. However, Noah has went whole hog and just decided, for every Act 2 in the game, I am going to add a speed gate. So I now have to try and get to a specific area in about a minute-ish. It's like 55 seconds, I believe. And I will be getting warped right to the end of the stage. Now, we were very surprised when we found out about this because, as we said, there's no glitches in this. And the distance that we are saving here is significant. Like, very significant. So I'm hitting secret springs here that I don't want to hit, but I need to know where I'm going. Now, obviously, because Noah didn't tell us where these speed gates were initially. He did leave it for us to try and guess, and some of them are quite well hidden. And we've also got the lovely little marker that you can see on my screen that HUDs does not have. Just below my ring counter there, you can see the sign that says 1 with the blue circle. That is the speed gate symbol telling you there's a speed gate in the stage and it's still open.
So I've just finished Sunset Part 2. So as you see, no glitches in Sunset Part 2. The speed gate in 2, though, makes up for something I'm going to do in Sunset Part 3. Which is a boss skip. But Sunset Part 3, the train is going to take off. We need to run ahead and try and catch it. This level is kind of a semi-auto-scroller, but also does require some pretty good platforming. I must also remember not to jump in the hole.
Yeah, don't go down the hole. That's not good. So here is the part of the stage for me. The door is open. Just got it and no more. Oh, that was tight. Ooh, like we said, these are tight. They are tight, but there we go. And that skips the entire stage and allows us to go through. So HUDs here has a ridiculous amount of experience in this game. Like, it is just ridiculous. But I am trying to catch up here as we run around. And Sonic gets bodied. And I've just got to remember to jump.
I think it would be remiss of me not to shout out a couple of the other amazing Sonic speedrunners that made this glitched run possible. Rafflemere, Grimmy Hunter, and Arcania. All three of them have done some amazing glitch hunting in this game. All three of them have made some of the things that we've found viable. Also, Argick has found probably what is one of the most famous glitches in this one now, which you'll see a bit later on. And I also managed to find a glitch on day 1 of release while we were talking to the developer, Noah.
Great, ain't it? No, I got a big shout out to all the runners in that as well. Really good runner of the game too. I'm trying to make sure I don't butcher the name. Matuni,
yes.
Matuni, yes.
Oh, did I forget Matuni?
Legendary runner of the game. I would love to see what Matuni does with speed gates.
Me too.
We are quite glad that Noah did reach out to a few of us because Noah's original speed gates timings were based on Matui's times. And we're like, please don't, we're not as good as that. It's like, no, please. Nobody will ever get in a speed gate if we use Matuni's times. Like, oof.
Matuni is the current world record holder for this. Also a glitch discoverer, one of the glitches that I'll be using at the end. But yeah, absolutely amazing runner of this game.
But yeah, big shout outs to all the rest of the community in that as well. I still think one of the best things we ever did was that 3-way race, me, you, and Grimmy doing the blind racing. Yes. Making Hippie happy. We even did a blind race of Knuckles.
We did?
You don't remember?
Yeah, I guess I just forgot. Sorry.
I just forgot.
So on my side, you would have just seen me skip the boss. So all I did was fly over the boss, and that allowed me to skip all the way to the ending checkpoint. And now I'm in, say it with me, Arg, Meta Junglera. That is so going to be off on the timing.
Yeah, but we're not sorry either.
No, we're not.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, so you get to see on my screen here, you saw the area where HUDs went. If I try and do the same thing, there's an invisible wall that will just stop me. So instead of doing that, have a look at the projectiles on this boss. Yay! They're super tiny! And I just get to spin dash into the boss there, take out the boss blows up, and we get a really cool, fun little cutscene here where the boss just goes, hi, bye. And away we go. And now I am also joining you, HUDs.
Oh.
If you would like to say it with me.
Of course.
Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Meta Junglera! Yeah, that's way off.
Yeah.
So Meta Junglera, HUDs, this is where you have something important to do. You need to remember and grab a bubble shield.
I do, and I have. So yeah, so I've got the bubble shield at the moment. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you get hit while you've got a shield, only the primary character that you are controlling will lose the shield. Your secondary character can't. I need the bubble shield for Act 2 in a moment, and I need Sonic to have it to do a couple of glitches. So I am staying as Tails at the moment, just for safety, so that if I do take a hit, Sonic still has that shield, because without it, I will lose 2 minutes.
Meanwhile, the game is trying to force me down the bottom route, and I'm like, I'm not going there. I did this with HUDs once when we did 2-player 1 controller. You remember that, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Remember, always know your routes where you want to go on these ones, because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble.
Guys, I don't mean to alarm you, but switch!
No,
don't do that.
We've already done that. We didn't
So yeah, Arg and I had a bit of a silly idea, as we always do. A bad idea, TM, one might say. Where we offered this run to some marathons with a swap percent incentive. The idea being is that for every donation, we were doing 2-player 1 controller, and we would have to swap hands to the other side of the controller each time a donation came in. It was good fun, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great fun.
If a bit chaotic.
I mean, isn't that our middle name at this point?
I think both. Well, it's happened twice. I think both donation readers needed like a week off from like any interacting with anyone after that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It was a very manic run, but good fun nevertheless. So my first glitch is about to come up here. So I'm going to switch to Sonic. We're going to go into barrel, and I'm going to hold left and spam the jump buttons. And what should happen is I clip into the wall and straight through to the other side. So that's the first one. Second glitch is coming up just here, where I'm going to attempt to skip the boss. So if I stay on the left side of the boss arena, fly all the way up, and fly to the right, we basically avoid triggering the boss, so we just skip straight through that. And then I've got a third glitch coming up very shortly. It's going to be another bubble clip with Sonic, and this is going to skip about a minute of the game. This section here is meant to be like an Indiana Jones style chase section. Instead, I'm going to go into this barrel, I'm going to call back Sonic, I'm going to clip through this wall, and then we are right at the end of the level.
Smooth.
Very, very nice. Meanwhile, I was struggling to get Fang in the ground there. He was not going down. So I am in the same stage as well, but you may notice now that I have 2 speed gates in this stage. And that's because we are going to replicate those 2 glitches that HUDs just did, but going through the speed gates instead. Now, the thing about this is I am whiffing it, so I may actually miss the speed gates on this one. Hopefully we don't, but I need to basically book it is the nice term at this point. He says that they already.
I mean, that's fine by me, because I happen to know that one of the speed gates later on in the run saves about 30 seconds over the glitch.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to try and get as much of a lead as I can. Arg will pull this back.
I will attempt to, is what we're doing. So I'm just going to run my way through here. I need to make sure with tails I'm doing everything I possibly can just to get to the edge that I'll need to come up to very, very soon. Using the iframes here to my advantage, falling down the hole. We should be getting there soon. One day you'll get enough area to get up there, but not today. Right, let's run it through Arg. This is it. No, I missed that. Oh. I just missed that. So the speed gate is on the left there. I now have to go through and do the rest of the stage. Oof. Because believe it or not, the speed gate isn't actually faster to activate here. I just need to go through it. So HUDs is going to get a significant lead now, as I've missed both speed gates. Now, you missed the second one because you missed the first one. That's just how that works. But yeah, missing that in total is, ooh, that's not good. But it just goes to show that you have to have a reasonable level of skill and have a good run going. Because if this was a PB attempt, we would just be resetting straight away. Because the amount of level that we're skipping is massive.
So it's worth saying for a competent speedrunner of this game, the speed gates will probably give you around about between 5 and 8 seconds of leeway, no more. Yep. So as I kind of alluded to earlier, you need to know the routes and the levels, and you cannot afford to kind of dilly around. The idea being, if you make some small mistakes, you should be okay. If you make a big mistake, though, you will get punished for it.
Yep, and that's exactly what's happened here. I made a big mistake, I got punished for it.
So while Arg is busy being punished, I'm about to do the first glitch found in this game.
Savage.
So I am now with Egg Zeppelin.
Oh, I have to do the boss.
I'm flying underneath the Egg Zeppelin. And here, I'm going to enable a glitch here, which basically stops Tails from falling when he runs out of puff. I'm going to switch to Sonic, and I'm going to keep repeatedly jumping off of him, and notice he's not going down very far. We're going to keep going right, and all of a sudden, we're going to enter the purple haze. And if I fall into the snow here, that is the trigger for the next level, and we're in Robotnik Winter 1.
Nice.
Very nice. So I'm doing the boss that normally with the speed gates, you would skip. And now I get to do my Indiana Jones chase sequence as well.
Just more content.
It is more content.
See, now this actually works out really well for me because in a level coming up in a second, there is a 1-minute auto-scroller that I cannot skip.
And I don't have to do it because Noah has also added this one. Now, this one wasn't specifically for speedrunners. This one was actually added just as feedback generally that Noah received from just players of the game who went, I really love your game. In fact, I love replaying it, but do I have to do the snowboarding section every time? And Noah's answer is simply, no, we don't. You can do it the full minute, you can do it 30 seconds, or we can just skip it entirely. So for the speedrun, we've turned it off, because of course we have.
Snowboarding is just such an iconic staple of Sonic, though. I feel like it's kind of rude to get rid of that.
It is a little bit rude to get rid of it. We do apologize, but at the same time, we've got to go fast.
Speedrunners love auto-scrollers. What do you mean?
Said no one ever. All right, so I get the Zeppelin too. I'm going to do the exact same that Huds did, but the best thing about this is the way that Noah has changed this stage around. So again, same idea. We're going to do the same as what Huds did with the whole I'm going to go and keep Tails going. The difference is I don't need to keep Tails without being tired because, well, you'll see when we get there, which is quite nice. Totally get my rocket shoes. Let's go.
I love the way he's implemented it.
Oh yeah, the rocket shoes in that here are amazing, fantastic, and good fun.
MJ Knuckles, hi.
Oh look, Best Boy's back, Hibby.
Just be nice to him. Be nice to him.
Oh, just give him a little love tap on the head.
Yeah, so
okay, we'll call it that.
Solid stage ahead of me right now.
Yeah, but I need this solid stage lead.
Oh no, you do.
2, 3, 4. This is kind of what we expected, though, with the difference between the glitched run and the speed gates run, in the fact that the early game in general will probably be faster for glitched, but the late game is a lot faster for speed gates. And it's around about here in the run, Robotnik Winter, where it all starts to change.
Significantly. All right, so the other things that you may have seen here as well, and Huds is going to be doing this a lot, is Huds can do what is known as quick fly. You can switch to Tails, or switch to Sonic as Tails, and then continue flying to get a massive boost of vertical speed. Can't do that in this version that I'm doing. That has been patched out. It also means that I have to be very, very careful when it comes to flying with Tails, as we come down to the same area that Huds was at on the Zeppelin here. But what I get to do is instead of having to worry about where Sonic and Tails actually are, I'm just going to fly with Tails on the underside of this area here. And instead of having to do the switch and then jump, I just get to refresh Tails' flight with a lovely little pulley here and then just continue flying as if nothing happened. You can hear the music has stopped unless we have Huds' one. And then I can just jump into the pink snow here and down we go. And it's also made it where you cannot go past the area where you would crash. So we just get the free skip now. The skip has become a feature and it is so cool. And I absolutely love the way it's been implemented.
An actual real shortcut.
Yep, a legitimate feature in the game now.
So I'm currently in the snowboarding auto-scroller. Amazing design on this, the way that Noah has kind of incorporated this, Mickey Mania style, kept it true to the 16-bit roots and origins of this game. That's absolutely gorgeous. But this is basically a free 1 minute and 3 seconds for Arg, because he's not going to do that.
Nope. So this is my time to try and catch up without whiffing it. Although, yeah, I've still got the entire stage here, so we'll see what happens. I've just got to the winner of the Robotnik variety. I'm just taking deliberate damage boosts over these because they're slow. Oh, don't jump there. Still try to use my drop dash to go. Again, I need to learn these routes a lot better because Huds has way more experience than me. But this is where the skill comes in. So I can't wait until this is officially released and get to see what your time's going to be on this. Like, no, you're going to smash it, mate.
It's going to be really fun to do it. Really fun. I'm looking forward to it.
So remind the folks who might have joined in just a little bit later. This game was released in 2022. How long have you feel like you've had to turn it into a speed game, as it were?
I mean, honestly, since the game basically came out, we did our release, and then with the stream afterwards, we kind of went, all right, so who's running it? And then we went from there. So I want to say it's been like a good 6 to 8 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Obviously, now with the version I'm playing, we've only had I want to say about a month on it, because obviously we're not playing it to speedrun it. We are playing it to beta test it and do these changes. So we haven't had a lot of experience on this version, but none of the major level routes are actually changing. So I would say anywhere between 8 months.
Yeah. In total, I've probably put about 60 hours into this. In terms of doing runs, glitch hunting, finding new things, learning routes and stuff. So yeah, we've basically been going at it since day one.
Nice.
And yeah, like I say, the speed gates is such a unique way of doing things, of kind of bringing glitches back, you know?
Yeah. It's like making glitches intentional features, like without making it... Like originally, I was kind of against them because I felt like they were taking out too much of the game and giving you it for free. But it's like, as you saw here, the times matter, you know? Like, you will get punished if you don't take it seriously.
So I'm just going to explain a little bit what I'm doing here. So I've just finished Robotnik Winter 2. I've flown over the capsule and gone into the lift that's going to trigger the load for the next level. However, because I haven't finished the level, when it loads Tidal Plant 1, it's going to take my coordinates from the last checkpoint, which is going to warp me all the way to the end of Tidal Plant 1. And we are now going to do a glitch that the man next to me found at Argick. This is the Hydro Phoenix skip. So we're going to come to the left here inside the wall. I'm going to fly all the way up. In a second, it's going to warp me back into the level, but I'm still inside a wall. I'm then going to spin dash to the left. I'm going to hit another wall. I'm going to come up on top of that. Spin dash to the left again. And then I'm going to go all the way to the right, and I'm going to wait. And we're going to wait some more. And we're going to start drowning. But don't panic. Listen very closely. Hear that? That's the checkpoint right next to the boss. That has just skipped the entirety of Tidal Plant 1. Argick, thank you so much for finding that.
Yeah! I'm so proud that we found that. Like, it is a ridiculous... That stage, Tidal Plant 1, is about a 3-minute long stage. It is ridiculous. And when we found out that we could do that, it was a case of just one day I decided there has to be something in here. Why would they allow us? Like, okay, not why would they allow us, because they didn't allow us, but it's like, why would we have the ability to go in there and not have something there? And just, we casually just found out, well, yeah, you can actually go into that area. And that was it. We managed to find a death warp, basically. That's what it is.
And it was completely by accident. You just happened to drown in the exact right area. And your reaction, I still say this is one of the greatest moments I've ever witnessed on Twitch, full stop. Your reaction to it is one of the best I've ever seen.
And I couldn't believe it.
Like, I watched you find it live and immediately like, okay, I need to find a way to make this consistent now.
Yep,
I think I came back in about 10 minutes.
We did.
Yeah, it was like half an hour, yeah. I was like, just spin dash into this wall.
I was like, wait a minute, did that wall stop you? Yes. Okay, that's it, done.
Yeah. Consistent every time.
It was so good.
For those that caught any of the glitchless gauntlet last year, you might recognize a little vehicle going on HUD's screen at the moment. This game has some cheeky references here and there, which is something that we love to see as well. There's a lot of charm going on in this game. HUD's, care to elaborate?
Yeah, so this is the Sea Fox, originally in Tails Adventures. Oh, he's in Purple Palace! Oh, did you switch characters?
Yep.
Oh no!
Oh. I've just made the biggest mistake ever.
Oh.
R.I.P.
It's probably faster to do Robotnik Winter 2 again.
It probably is.
If you can hit the speed gate.
I mean, I was hitting the speed. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I am. Oh, I switched characters. I shouldn't have.
I'll be honest, I've done that before.
Oh,
I've made that
that's
exact
so bad.
mistake. Okay.
So oh no.
What you all just saw on Arg stream is actually a little secret in the game. Right on the last snowboard jump before the boss area, if you fall down there, it's not a death pit. It actually takes you to a secret level called Purple Palace, which I believe was the special stages from Triple Trouble,
yes.
Which has been turned into a full level. Unfortunately, because of that, Arg's not able to take the speed gate, and as a result of not taking the speed gate, he would have to do Tidal Plant 1 normally, which is about 2.5 minutes. Don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's not good. I have royally whiffed it, is the best way I can describe this. I did the whole switch my character to Sonic and Fire Dash to go faster, and completely forgot there's a hole down there.
I've done the same thing, like, I think 2 or 3 times now.
Oops. I did accidentally go to Narnia, yes. Devs, why? Because it's a secret and it's really cool and it's not their fault. This is all on me.
Oh, my rings.
There we go. Okay, I did the wall clip again. It's fine. But yeah, this is a significant lead. I don't even think the speed gates can save me at this point. No, I don't even think the speed gates can save me here. Sorry. I think you got this
at
one,
this
buddy.
point, I'll be honest, you're hoping for my game to crash.
No, I would never wish for a game crash on you. I would never wish for a game crash in a race.
No, but it would be on brand, would it not?
I would be very on brand, but I'm still not wishing for it.
No, absolutely. Okay, so Atomic Destroyer 1 I am currently in. I'm going to be taking the top path here. We're going to do another wall clip that you've seen us do in Robotnik Winter 2. So I'm just going to stand on the very edge of this ledge. It's going to clip me into the wall, and I hold left, and boom, straight out the wall. Lovely. That's about a 30-second time save. And we're going to head up here. And then I've got another glitch coming up at the end where I'm going to skip the boss fight. A lot of boss fight skips in this.
Right, I can fire dash the first one. Do not fire dash the second one.
Well done. We've made it. We've made it. It's not happening again.
No, I'm not replaying it. Right, there we go. Running at the boss now. Oh, I can't believe I've done this. This is like
after all this, you better get the speed gate.
Huh?
After all this, you better get the speed gate.
I mean, I hope I do. If I don't, I will cry. Just saying.
So while Arg's busy getting the speed gate, I'm just coming up to a bit where I'm going to do a very quick boss skip. So I'll explain this really quickly. I'm going to get rid of these 10 little enemies here. I'm going to do a peel out. This is going to stop me next to some speed shoes. I'm going to spin dash really fast through them. And as a result of this, it's going to take Metal Sonic too long to catch up with me. Because it's going to take him too long to catch up with me, it's not going to walk me to the boss area. It's going to walk me to the signpost, and we skip the boss fight. Just like that.
Speed gate achieved.
Hey!
So what happened there at the end of the boss, I go in through the wall that Noah has added to stop you from flying over the capsule like HUD's got. But what we thought happened is that the game loads Tidal Plant 1. We're like, oh no, this is bad. Watch this. I come through the wall and I fall down here and I'm immediately at the boss fight. No drowning required. Same result as before. Minus me getting hit there. Please tell me there's rings down the bottom.
Oh.
Are there rings down here?
I think so.
There are.
Okay.
Yeah, there are. That's fine. We got some rings. And then I'm also at the boss. Not as flashy as the Hydro Phoenix skip, but still greatly appreciated. The Hydro Phoenix skip lives on.
It does.
In the game in some way.
So I am now going to do the biggest skip in this game. This is Atomic Destroyer 2. The first thing I'm going to do here is a saw clip. This was found by Matuni, and I'm so glad he found this purely by accident. So I'm going to stand under the saw, and it should not hurt me. Let me grab a ring. There's a ring left. Fine. At least there's a ring. So it should hurt me again. Damn it. Last ring, otherwise I've got to restart the level.
Ooh. Let's get spice there.
There we go. So it's going to clip me out of bounds. I'm now going to use Sonic here. 3. I just need to count a second. 5, 6, 7. Bring tails back. Jump. So I'm now out of bounds. This level is divided into 4 distinct zones. And I'm actually on the outside of them. I'm now going to use that Tails flight acceleration. I'm mashing the jump buttons while being in control of Sonic. This causes Tails to accelerate when he flies up, and this lets me get on top of the top part of the level. We're now going to run along here. I'm going to switch to Tails again, and just before the end, we're going to fly all the way up. So what you're supposed to do is do each of the 3 zones separately. That then unlocks the 4th area, which is an auto-scroller. Altogether, it takes about 5 minutes. We don't want to do that. So instead, I took that saw clip that Matuni found, and I figured out a route to get all the way through it, and it was the flight acceleration that unlocked this, the ability for us to do this. So I'm now running along the top. I'm just keeping track of the pipes below me. And I need to jump at the right time. Just there. I'm going to fly a little bit, just get... That's where the auto-scroller should be. We're still on top of the level. You just heard Fang. We're going to come down to the end, fly back in, and hit the capsule, and that's Atomic Destroyer 2 skipped.
Wowie.
Nice.
Woo!
So I'm Sea Fox riding right now. I did get the speed gate in here as well. There's a nifty little speed gate there. And now I'm at the boss of this area.
Chat is having a lot of fun with the different variations of talking about the speed gate. A reminder that on your English keyboard, the G is right next to F, H, and D. So you could have a speed date, a speed fate, or some speed hate.
Oh,
Make sure
I'm
you
having some speed hate right now.
make sure you check what you're typing.
I mean, I'm a little bit that I whiffed myself. You know I'm going to end up just like running this game now just to get a redo, right? Like a proper redo. Oh, I can't believe I whiffed that so badly there. Like it's like, Arg, you missed Meta Jungle Era gates and you whiffed Robotnik Winter. What you doing, buddy?
It's so easy to do. So I'm just finishing up the final boss here. That's the last hit on the boss. We're gonna peel out to the end, and the time will be on the fade out, which is in about 20 seconds or so. So I'll give you a heads up when that's gonna be.
Damn.
Nicely done.
Don't worry, I'm not that far behind. I may have I 2 levels still to do, but I also
You're
have
not far
funky
behind.
skips available. Just going to make sure I play it safe against Metal Sonic here, of course. He had 1 hit left, but that's fine. But we get some funky stages coming up here. We also get something slightly different. Atomic Destroyer 1 here is the only stage in the game.
GG.
Is the only Act 1 stage in the game that has a speed gate. And where is it? Well, wouldn't you like to know? Thankfully, we can show you. It's literally right up here in this corner. You have 10 seconds to get there. And then away you go. If you don't find it, though, you ain't, like, if you don't know it's there, you ain't getting it. Like, that's it. It's done.
Just gone straight away if you go straight past
it. If you don't know where it is, like, I was like, oh, well, that's great. But no, so now we get to enjoy the bangers here, the tune. I love Atomic Destroyer. Like, the tunes are so much fun. But the little skip that you saw HUDs doing, I cannot do that. Unfortunately, once again, the boss glitch has also been removed. I cannot summon the signpost, and I have to do the boss fight as intended. But before I do that, I'm going to have some fun with hitting this button and just spin dashing on them and try and get as many of them as we can. Oh, you troll. It went backwards. You trolled me. So we can just go straight through that. We don't have to worry. I could do the same setup that Huz did, going against the box, doing the full 6-tap spin dash and going for it. Nothing will happen. So instead, what I'm going to do is use my buddy Tails here in an attempt to get as many quick hits on this and see if we can one-cycle this boss. Because we want to get the double hits on either side here. We only got a single there, so I'm just going to try and stay and get hit here. Nope, he's getting the phase. He's probably got 1 or 2 hits remaining, but you want to try and skip that by getting the double hits on either side and then stopping him from doing this. He's going to come back here, and then he's available. He was 1 hit away. So I didn't get the dodge there. But that's fine. And then we get to just go over to the area where the end is. But now for the biggest skips in the game. 4 speed gates back to back. Miss one, you miss them all. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we get to go through it. We get to enjoy Atomic Banger. I love this stage so much. But we are on a race to get up to the top of the speed gates here, and we'll see if the game is going to be nice to me or if it's going to be a pain in my rear. Let's find out. Thanks, platform.
Don't you love when a platform just doesn't work?
That platform's supposed to move. Nah, I'm good.
So this is the level, chat. This is the reason why I needed to build up a massive lead. So Arg is going into stage 1 here, into area 1, same one I went into to do the saws. And where I went and did the saw clip, that's where he's going to find his first speed gate.
So I don't have to worry about doing any saw shenanigans or anything. I also don't have to worry about breaking my fingers in terms of mashing. But we couldn't break our fingers mashing even if we tried because that glitch is fixed. So instead, we go up and in here. Then, blink and you'll miss it. Where is stage number 2's gate? That's right, it's right there.
Smooth.
Number 3 is the laser door section. So we got the laser walls here, we got the doors in that as well. And we're going to go halfway through this one. to try and find the gate. You can see that gate number 1 is already closed. Gate number 2 is now gone as well. How far away are we from gate number 3? Well, we'll have to wait and see. That ring was being a little bit of a troll, but we're all right there. Land in here. We're going to go down. We're going to wait. We're going to go for it. Land on this section. We're going to just jump over and fly into speed gate number 3. And then we have speed gate number 4, which opens up and is again right there. Bye-bye auto scroller into the end of the stage. And that is what the new Atomic Destroyer 2 is.
Lovely.
Still skipping the auto scroller, and you don't get stuck doing the mashing of the fingers. But we got this lovely boss now, so I'm going to see if I can do this.
Yep, so 3-stage boss here. We got the Pogo boss, 6 hits on that one. Nice and easy way to start. Second boss is a 2-parter. The first parter, Robotnik's going to come out. He's got this attachment to his Eggmobile that will fire, I believe is it meant to be rocks or lava or something?
I think that's a flamethrower.
Is it meant to be fire? I don't know. It's a flamethrower.
Looks like some burnt popcorn to me.
Same here. So that one disappears, but now we've got a second one I've got to go up against. This one fires electric.
I got stuck in these hitbox.
No!
I got stuck in these bogs of the head variety. I hate that. Alright, I got plenty of lives. Woo! Oi! Give me that ring. Give me that ring. Give me that ring.
Oh, gets the ring. Woo! So yeah, you see him doing the 8 hits again. He'll follow him back and forth. If Argick is under him at any point, he'll stop and fire the projectiles. For this one, it's the blue orbs. Orb.
There we go. Not dying this time.
There's a lovely checkpoint here before the third boss. So this one takes 6 hits, and he's going to come onto the right and then onto the left really fast. Grabs the ring.
Come on! Come on! I'm getting into the heads! This is how this boss goes at times, I swear. It's absolute troll. Oh, I didn't even get too far. Tails, what are you doing? That's fine, I can just stay in there.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice. Damage boost. Time coming up for me as well. As I say, unfortunate that we made the mistakes on that one, but you can see the difference between the speed gates and the glitches on it. Again, the glitches version of the game, it's still going to be available. You are still going to be able to get it from some people, but we are hoping that more people will pick it up in terms of the speed gates, and we see this community blossoming some more. And who knows, maybe we'll find even more glitches and we'll have a speed gate and glitches run. So that would be Noah, if this ever happens, we apologize in advance.
Time frog.
GG.
Oh, GG's. That's all. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to this game and beat it up a little bit. get a better PB on that one. Once the game fully releases, once this version of the game is officially released and we update the leaderboard for it, I will definitely be trying to run better runs on this one. But GG's Huds, well played, buddy. Absolutely schooled me. Well deserved.
Honestly, I had to really pull out a performance for this one because I know how fast the speed gates be. I reckon that the speed gate run is almost, or could be almost 2 minutes faster than glitch.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got unfortunate with the switch. Like sometimes you switch on that bit and the momentum carries. Other times, Sonic just falls.
He went right down, lead balloon, straight down. And it's like,
so what? Realistically, take like 3.5, 4 minutes off the time, and that's a more representative time of what you just did, I think, personally. But now, fantastic run. Amazing to show this off for the first time in public as well. So a little exclusive of what's to come with this amazing, amazing fan game.
Yeah, definitely. Like, for example, the runs that I have done with this on the speed gates in testing, we've got around the 33, 34. And you see the skill level difference between Huds and I, because I'm not ashamed to admit on this one, Huds has got a lot more skill and experience on this one, knows the level routes a lot better than I do, but it's still made for a good race. So I hope you all enjoyed it. This has been the opening to Sonic and the Parallel Worlds. Again, a big thank you to Heavy, Amber, and the Games Committee for sticking us first. It is not the end you've heard of me and the last you've seen of Huds, though. So enjoy the rest of the event, and we will see you soon.
Indeed. Yep, there's more of you to come. But in the meantime, if folks are interested in this game, interested in whatever resources that you might have for it, I believe there's a little space for them somewhere, isn't there?
Yes, so we have a Sonic Fangames speedrunning Discord server you can come join. Find any of the fan games, including this one, on speedrun.com and the link to the server's there. So if you're interested in running this or any of the fan games that you're going to see over this weekend, the vast majority of them are hosted in that Discord server. All the resources for this game, especially if you want to play the glitched version, are available on speedrun.com as well.
Awesome. And then, of course, if people wanted to see more of you and what you do, which I believe, Huds, you quite enjoy a Sonic fan game. I know that we've got more coming from you later, but if people wanted to see more of you doing that in your own time, with your own vibes, how do they find you?
Oh, you're too kind, Hibby. Yeah, I predominantly speedrun 2D fan games and 2D classic games on the Sonic side. You'll find me at twitch.tv/huds601. I'm also, because I forgot to do it during Mercy Kill, if you enjoy cat content and enjoy watching cats, I have a secondary channel at Ted601 where you can watch my cats all day long.
Argick, whilst you're chasing Dr. Eggman and creating races for your own, like, he's obsessed with races, this guy. Where can people find you for some more high-speed menu action?
You can find me over at twitch.tv/Argick. I have a goal to try and get a top 10 leaderboard time in all mainline Sonic games, and I get distracted by fan games, ROM hacks, indie games, you name it. It's a long goal, but the idea is to get top 10, and we're currently trying to go through top 10 in Sonic Frontiers while still doing marathons and runs like this as well. We love Mania, we love the classics, we love the Sonic 8, which is an 8-game marathon of Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic CD, Sonic 3D, Sonic Spinball, and Sonic Mania, all back to back to back. I did that earlier today. I probably should have did Triple Trouble practice instead. You live and learn. But yeah, Huds and I will be racing that in the future. So come and join us on the channel. You'll be able to see that. We'll have some fun. And maybe we'll race some more Eggman in that as well on this one. Oh, you almost won there.
Hey, Argon, Sonic Heroes.
Oh, shut up.
Join us after this break. We are going to be kicking off the rest of the marathon. That was just the start of Sonic in the Parallel Worlds, this showcase of Sonic speedruns, Sonic fan game, and modification speedruns. We are going to be seeing a modification of a fan game next. We're going to be throwing over to Sonic Roboblast 2. We're taking a tour of Angel Island with RPG, Hidden Wizard, and Mamie. Stick around to find out who this mysterious character is.